Hi everyone, it's Sue. Welcome back. I am here. I should be doing lots of other things, but I've been distracted. I was trying to find a stamp and I've just got mess everywhere where all my stamps are stored. So I've decided I'm going to try and work out a storage solution for some of them. Now, a lot of you may have seen Tracy Fox do her storage solution with her Tim Holtz stamps. So I thought, genius, I absolutely love that. I did have his folders and it just didn't work for me. So I have gone through and done her system of, so I'm just putting these back. I've had a workshop and they're just in the wrong way. That does my head in. I've got these A4 pouches and they've just got like a little snap closure. And that's what Tracy used, and she just worked out the size that she wanted, sewed down, and then she had the extra bit, which I am actually using for other stamps. But then I've put all of these in one of these containers from Kmart. So I've got two of these with Tim Holtz stamps in, and they just sit on my shelf, and it's great because I can just flick through. I can see what I've got. Really, really handy. So, so that's great. So since I've done all those, I've really enjoyed that system. So I just thought, well, maybe I can take it a little bit further and organise some of these. I've got all these mini mark making stamps from Uniquely Creative. I've got more over here, and I thought maybe we could do something with those because I was just playing around with these long stamps, and I've done a similar thing. So I've just worked out, you know, what width I need. So you need to make sure that you're going to have enough room to be able to get them in and out. So very easy. And then I've just marked them with a pen, sewn down, got the closure, and then they just will prop in. I've got my stamps all in a trolley. If I think of it, I'll put a photo of the trolley just so that you can see. And these will all sit, once I've got all these sorted, they will sit in the top shelf of the trolley, and then I'll be able to flick through them and actually see what I've got. Hopefully then I will use them more. So I thought I'd just bring you along and maybe we can work this out together. I may have to do, because I do have quite a few of these mini mark making stamps, I might have to do a couple of these pouches. So I think this is about, I did just measure that 2.5, I think, and it's on the plastic sheet that it comes in the packaging, and I'm going to leave them on that and store them in here. So it's about 2.25. Need to allow about 2.5. About 2.5 for them to be able to sit in there comfortably. But I don't want, because this pocket's deep, I don't want just one sitting in there like this one, because I won't be able to get them out, if you know what I mean. They're too deep. So I was thinking maybe I could do it so that they sit across here and then here, which means I'm going to have to cut a slit in this somehow. And I just need to think about how I'm going to do that. So what I need to do is work out the height of this plastic. So it's about 4 inches. And this is about 9 inches from top to just this top bit here. So what I think I need to do is mark this pouch in half, and I'll do that with a pen, and I've just got a, I don't know, it's a laundry marker. Doesn't matter if it comes off. It's just basically a guideline where I can follow to sew, so it doesn't end up being really crooked. So I'm going to put a line at 4.5 on this pouch, and I'm just going to draw a line. Doesn't have to be, I might even use this mat. Doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight. It's basically just a guideline. So this is where I will sew, and I'm just thinking out loud now. So that will be my sewing line, as you can see there, and then the stamps can go in between. So, but I want to be able to access the bottom half of this pocket as well. So I think what I need to do is put some chipboard maybe in here, and then just do a slice. Is that going to work? Yes, do a slice just below that line so that I can access those stamps on the bottom. Then what we will do is we'll measure 2.5 all the way across. So one pocket's probably going to be a little bit bigger or a little bit, oh, it can't be smaller, can it? So 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one will be a little bit bigger, but that's okay, so long as they're not smaller. All right, I'm going to get some chipboard, get my knife, and we'll cut it. This, I don't know, this may end up having to be thrown out. I haven't done this before, so you and I, we're doing it together. I'll get some chipboard to slip in here so that I can cut that. Okay, so I'm going to, you could just use, even if you had a like a smaller craft mat, you could put a craft mat in here as well. I don't. So I'm just using a little bit of, it's heavyweight cardstock. I didn't have any chipboard small enough either. So, and basically, now let me just have a think about this, because I'm going to sew along that line. So basically, I just want to go approximately 1/4 of an inch below that line, I think. I don't know. I'm doing it. We'll just see what happens. I'm just moving that along because I don't want to cut through to the back. Okay, so does that make sense? So we've got a pocket here and a pocket here. So I'm just going to go and sew this line here, and then we'll come back and measure the partitions going up and down. Alrighty, so I have sewn across that line. So basically it's just to give me a straight line, and it covers up the ink. I don't even know. It looks like it's a permanent ink, but once you get your stamps in there, you're not going to see that. So we've got one pocket here and one pocket here. So if you had, say, I've got some dies here that I've just organised. I like to organise my dies in the Uniquely Creative pockets, and I just put their backing sheet and the name of the die on there. So, but just say if you didn't have, you had no brand dies or stamps or something and they were about that size, you could even do the same thing here and just sew in 4. The only problem here is you've got your little, what do you call it, closure here in the middle. So you'd probably just sew as far as you could. And this sort of thing, it's not going to then impede into the other pocket. But as I said, I've got all these little stamps that they just get lost because they get stuck in between other stamps. And I just think if I can have them like this, I'm going to be able to see them and use them more. That's my intention. Okay, enough waffling. I'm going to now measure 2.5 inches, 2.5 inch intervals all the way across the pouch, and I'm going to put a dot top and bottom, and then I'm going to join the lines, and then I'll go to my sewing machine and I'll sew to there, and actually I'm just going to sew right through, and then I'll come back. So I'll just head off and do that. Okie doke. So I measured that out, and I don't know, I may have cut it out of the video. I'm not sure, but I ended up doing not 2.5 but 2 5/8 across. So it's 1/8 of an inch more than what I had originally intended on measuring. But I didn't think that when I got to the end, this one being a different size would worry me, but who am I kidding? It did. I didn't like the thought that it was going to be way bigger than the other pockets. So that's why I measured. So 2 5/8, and this is on an A4 pouch. So you just basically have to work out what stamps or dies, whatever it is that you're trying to store. And then just do your maths, like divide it into the width of this. So now's the moment of truth, I guess, isn't it? Whether they're all going to fit. Because looking at that, this looks smaller than these. But is that just... I don't think it is. I don't know. We'll soon find out. Okay, so I was thinking as well when I was sewing this, you could use like your Project Life sheets as well. I know that. They're quite flimsy, as in, you know, when you look at this, this will stand alone, whereas the other ones would just fall in on themselves. So I want something that's going to stand and be firm and not fall in on itself. Something that can stand up like those Tim Holtz stamps, and I can actually, you know, flick through and see them. So what I'm also going to do, because I'll end up throwing out this packaging. Now it's got plastic packaging on both sides, and I think I'm going to, as long as it's the same size, I think I'm going to just put it in. Oh, look at that. Oh, that makes my heart so happy. It's the simple things, isn't it? So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to label the name of what they are on them. And on the front here, I'll put uniquely creative mini mark making stamps, just so that I know that these are all uniquely creative. I mean, I know, but you know, down the track I might forget. So I'm just going to go and, so 2, 4, 5, so I can fit 10 in a packet. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. I'm going to go and I'm going to get all the names of the stamps so that I can put them on here and know what I've got. Okay guys, this makes my heart very happy and my brain very happy. So that has worked really well. Now hopefully you can see that on screen, and probably what I'll do when I've got more time, some of these I haven't even used, and that's disgusting. What I'll probably end up doing is cutting a little bit of white card to slip in underneath there, and maybe even stamp it so that you can see the image from the back as well. So if I happen to put this in storage, my storage solution backwards, at least then I can still see what I've got. But I've managed to put 10 stamps instead of them just being floating around and not knowing what I've got. I've now got them all stored in a really nice little compact storage solution. Same with these longer ones. And as I said, these will just slip into the top of the trolley that I've got my stamps on, and hopefully I'll be able to get them tidied up. So I have got way more of these little mini mark making stamps, and I'm going to go and do another 1 or 2 of these pouches. Okay, I'm really excited. I'm going to go, and at least for today, finish doing all the other little mini mark making stamps that I've got. All of these are available on my website at www.paperinspirations.com.au. I am really happy with how this has come about, and thank you so much to Tracy for planting the idea with her solution to storing the Tim Holtz stamps. So I hope you got a little bit out of that, and you can maybe look at your stamp supply a little bit better, and let's just get organised together. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I hope you get a little bit of creative time in. See you soon. Bye-bye.